What is going on today, guys? Stix10 here, and we're going to take a look at some Sinister Cup practice battles. You can see here I win the lead, and actually he switches into Empoleon, which is still going to be a bad matchup for it. Mawile obviously bad as well, but that dynamic punch on this Poliwrath is going to just KO fairly quickly. We're able to switch into Slowbro. We're going to tank whatever is coming at us right here. So we decide to shield it up. It was just an ice punch. That was kind of a waste of a shield. So we're going to tank this for show. Let's see ice punch again. So you can see not very effective against Slowbro. And that's the thing with Slowbro. It can take a lot of what Poliwrath has and Metacham. And that's one of the reasons I've liked it so far. We'll see if it stays on my team of 6 right now. I'm still practicing with it. You see we hit a water pulse here against Mawile. Mawile is going to do quite a bit fairly quickly to our Slowbro. You can see it almost knocks us out before we can get to another water pulse. But we do just barely get it off. They're able to block that. Still have 1 shield apiece. We've got the Pokemon advantage though with 2 versus 1. And our Poliwrath should be able to finish this off even without a shield because it's probably a pup. We don't necessarily need to shield it, but just in case it was something crazy, there we go. So we finish off that Mawile for the first battle there. GG for sure. Poliwrath versus Cresselia. So we do lose the lead here. Let's see, how do we come back from this here? We bring out Steelix with Thunderfang. Right now I'm testing that out just to see how good it is. We're able to get to a crunch. And you see that is super effective. We don't need to block this. It could be Aurora Beam. It's actually Moonblast. That's not very effective to us. Aurora Beam would do a little bit because it is neutral. But we are going to tank this as well. It is Aurora Beam, so there you go. You can see what it does. It's still not a lot. And we actually just save up a ton of energy here. I'm going to go for a crunch against this Mawile. Try to get a shield. There we go. And try to get to 1 more. And we are able to just barely. You can see Thunderfang doesn't charge energy as quickly as Dragon Tail, but we're able to get both shields down. And the Mawile, we bring back out our Poliwrath, and this is going to be lights out here for the Mawile with that dynamic punch. Very close to knocking it out. Is able to get off a pup before we finish it though. And there you go. One last Pokemon. Let's see. It is going to be a Lowland Marowak. I hit Dynamic Punch here. Now that's probably the wrong move. I definitely should have went for just Ice Punch. Neither one is going to be very effective. Ice Punch uses less energy. And then there's the Bone Club. We do block that. We switch into our Slowbro. This is probably another Bone Club, but we do block it up. And we're just going to Confusion it down, and that should finish it off, even without a Water Pulse. So GG there, taking the first 2 games of that series. Now, new opponent here, we got Bastiodon versus Poliwrath. Definitely a positive matchup for us. Poliwrath switches out to Metacham, so that is a pretty good counter there. So we switch into our Slowbro. Not going to block up this first one. It's probably a pup. There we go. So he does get the boost, but it's not very effective against us. Let's see what else he has. Probably another power-up punch here, guys. Oh, it's actually an ice punch. So you see, it does a little bit more thanks to it being powered up and everything. We'll see what this one does. It might block. No, I don't need to block it. It's another power-up punch. So power-up punch, ice punch on this Metacham. Do decide to shield that one up. Would finish us off. It might finish us off anyways. And then we hit an Ice Beam into that and get finished off there by the Alolan Marowak. And you see we're going to come back out. We're going to hit an Ice Punch here. Maybe get that last shield. We do not. You can see this is one situation where either having Pup or Hydro Pump would be helpful. I should have shielded that. He had a ton of energy. And that was dumb of me not to shield it, even if it would have just been shield bait. I probably could have finished off the Alolan Marowak, but we bring back out ours and finish off Steelix, Thunderfang doing some work here. And we're going to get to this Earthquake. He's got no shields remaining, so this is going to be pretty close to knocking it out. A couple Thunderfangs finish it off, and then in comes Alolan Marowak. We will use our last shield. We'll be able to finish it off with just Thunderfang at this point. And there we go. GG on that one. Against, I believe it's Ammonia Cloud from the Ghost Stadium Discord that I'm battling against here. So Empoleon versus Poliwrath, pretty bad situation to be in right now. I don't want to give up switch advantage, so I stay in. And I also just want to see, that was just a power-up punch. So I can actually do quite a bit with just Waterfall here. And what I'm going to try to do is get to a charge move, since it's just power-up punch, and we do. And hopefully burn a shield. He can knock me out, that's fine. And then we'll bring in, I believe I've got Slowbro in the back. And so we'll bring in Slowbro here once we're finished off. And there's our Slowbro. He immediately switches to Gardevoir. At this point, I don't have an answer to the Gardevoir because I already lost my Empoleon, so that is a problem. Gardevoir with Charm is going to do quite a bit. And you can see it does take out the Slowbro, so that's one thing. If you are going to use Slowbro, watch out for Gardevoir, watch out for Gallade. Both of those are going to be an issue. Mawile, of course. And unfortunately, because I didn't bring something else, there's a simultaneous KO, and he does get the victory there. So 1-1 in this series. Go in here. He immediately switches to Mawile, which tells me he doesn't have a Psychic. He didn't bring Gardevoir this time. So I'm sitting in a pretty good position right now, and probably didn't bring a Ghost either, more than likely. So want to protect my Medicham here. Definitely going to be worthwhile in the end. Didn't want to spend a shield there on a power-up punch because obviously not very effective. And gonna built up enough energy. We got a power-up punch ready to go. And let's see. We actually decide, okay, we do save our Medicham. And trying to go for that Psychic, I don't know, guys. I should have just went for power-up punches and called it done. Because honestly, that wasn't the best idea there. He immediately switches to Steelix there. Once the switch clock was available, he switched, and we're going to hit a Water Pulse into Steelix. You can see it does about half of its HP there. So overall, not bad. Alolan Marowak's going to be able to finish it off here. This is going to be a crunch more than likely, and then we're just going to fire spin it down, have a lot of energy, have a Shadow Ball ready to go for the next Pokemon. We do shield this up. Probably a crunch, but we just want to make sure we survive. Either way, we would have been knocked out. And so we hit the Shadow Ball here into Poliwrath, and that's going to be enough to KO. So GG for sure. Just testing this team out. Okay, I really do want to show you guys the Thunderfang on this Steelix a little bit more. So here you go. Here it is against Poliwrath. You can see it's chunking it down pretty good. Now, I made the mistake here of not shielding up. I wasn't sure. This is against B-Gold. This is the first time we had battled, so I wasn't sure what he was running on his Poliwrath. I should have shielded it up because obviously I could have done a lot more there. And I probably could have won, actually, if I would have just shielded that first Dynamic Punch. But anyways, here we go against Slowbro comes in. This is going to be Dynamic Punch, yeah, there we go. So Dynamic Punch, it goes down, though, fairly quickly. Drifloon comes in, and this is going to be one spot where if I can get to some Ice Beams, I've got a little bit of stored energy. So I think I can get to 2 ice beams before, well, it doesn't actually matter. Because I'm gonna take it down with just confusion now that since he didn't shield that first ice beam. So there you go. And then Steelix comes in. Let's see, we're going to be able to get to 1 water pulse, and then we'll switch out into Poliwrath here. Water pulse gets the shield. Poliwrath comes in. Dynamic punch will be able to finish it off. We'll shield up whatever this is. It's probably crunch, but and then dynamic punch is should finish it off, or at least it'll be very, very close. Yeah, it does finish it off from that range. So GG on that first battle. I know there's a little bit of lag at the first, so we played on. All right, so this battle we're going to have Drift Blim versus our Poliwrath. Just going to go straight ice punches here. No reason to hit anything else against Drift Blim. And then we'll see. Ice Punch does quite a bit there, you can see. And we can shield up this Ominous Wind. And Bubble is just going to chunk away. You can see he lagged there, so I actually stopped attacking for a little bit. We'll see what he does here. He should use a shield. He does use his shield. And then gets off another, could be a Shadow Ball. And it is actually, so good job getting that shield and then getting my Poliwrath very, very low. And we hit the Ice Punch there, not very effective. Just doing some chip damage at that point before our own Poliwrath goes down. Slowbro comes in, see if he switches out. He does decide to switch out to Steelix, and so we bring in our Empoleon. We're sitting in a pretty good position right now. This is going to be a crunch, and then we can actually, we don't need to shield this up. It's going to be close though, so we decide to. I don't know, I might have actually lost there if I didn't shield that up. So we take it down with just Waterfall, and then we're going to hit a Flash Cannon into whatever comes in, which is the Poliwrath that was in the back that he had swapped out. We're going to allow, Empoleon's going to fall here, probably to Dynamic Punch. Oh, it's actually an Ice Punch, so that was actually good. He got up some more energy before we switch to our own Slowbro here, and then you can see we're going to take it out with just Confusion. So GG on that second match. And for our final match, you can see I lead Poliwrath into Cresselia. Going to be an issue there for me, obviously. Probably should have just switched out automatically into something else. But I wanted to, I don't know what I was thinking there, honestly. And he switches to Empoleon. And here I hit Ice Beam, which obviously is going to be double resisted, so it's going to do nothing. Water Pump or Water Pulse would have been better there at that point, I do believe. But you can see we hit a Water Pulse here, and this might, let's see how much it does if he doesn't shield. So you can see still not very effective, but I think it did more than Ice Beam obviously would. We're going to be able to take it down with just Confusions now. Empoleon just not doing a whole lot to us. Does chunk us down quite a bit, but still able to get that victory there. And Aurora Beam finishes us off from that Cresselia. Empoleon comes in, and then he's going to bring out Poliwrath, so we bring on our own Poliwrath. Problem is he had quite a bit of energy already built up, and we've got a pretty big disadvantage here as far as HP, so and I think he even has a shield, so yeah, not looking good for us. He actually had shield advantage as well, so should have went for an Ice Punch to start with and then did the Dynamic Punch second, but anyways, it was kind of a lost cause. Like, we weren't in a very good position anyways. But so he's definitely going to take this one. Definitely GG's there to be gold. One of our first battles actually as Ultra Friends. So thank you for those battles. And guys, as always, like, comment, subscribe, do all that business below, and keep on battling.